Brother Charles, Sister Charlotte, greetings, kumbaya. All right. So you are the type that whenever you get into anybody's car or your own car, the first place that your hand goes to is the AC. Well, no, I greet you. No, I'm not blaming you. It happens to me too, we understand the condition of Nigeria, the heat. Everybody is getting it back to back. Especially sometimes ago when everyone was going through specific heat capacity. I hope you get. Yes, exactly. So we're all looking for AC, chilling, this thing. But have you ever wondered why your own AC is not as chilled as your friend AC is? Yes, it's simply because you don't know what the buttons are meant for. You don't know the right function for the buttons. Don't worry, sit tight and let me take you through the journey and explain everything to you whereby you understand it all. Are you ready? Yes, I remain my humble self, o.victor. For short, you can just call me Vic Mzord. And this is m-zord of the Republic. Okay, on your mark, set, before go, we are far gone. All right, so now let's talk about what are the functions of the buttons on your car AC. Now, I'm talking about if your AC is 100% or 80% okay. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not talking about faulty ACs. There is a lot of things that could be wrong with your AC, but I'm talking about good AC. So now let me take you through what all the buttons majorly is meant for and how to use them perfectly. You get, because I know that majorly what everyone or almost everybody does is just put on the AC. You don't really know what the function of the buttons are for. When you see the pictures, you don't know what they are meant for. So let me take you through it. All right, so today my reference car is a Ford Ranger XLT. It's a 2020 vehicle, but this is a manual gearbox car. It's a manual transmission car, so everything here is kind of biggie, and you get what I said. So now I'm using this as a reference, but okay, everything you'll be seeing here is majorly how all the ACs of the car in the whole world. That's majorly it follows the same design, it follows the same protocol. Of course, many times that there are some cars climate control that will be more sophisticated than this, but because this is a manual gearbox car, even though it's 2020, so it is what it is. But other sophisticated climate control so have almost the same function. So if you understand this well, you'll be able to work on those sophisticated ones too. Now, first of all, inside this car we have 3 knobs. And these 3 knobs is what does the work of all the thing concerning the climate. Okay, now this session is majorly called the climate session. That's it. If you have all these new latest car, that's what you will see it as. You see climate. All right. So now the first knob here is actually telling you that you can either change from the AC cooling activity to heater. So whenever you see that red side, it's always the heater. Whenever you see that blue side, it's always AC. But I know in Nigeria nobody uses heater in their car. Everybody wants something chilly. Why? Because we have hot temperature and everything. All right, but when you get to the US and all this cold region country, you want to use the red part because everywhere is very cold. All right, so the second knob is the one that controls the blower motor of your AC. So whenever you see it, is either you see it from 0 to 4 like this, or 0 to 5, or you see it as a bar and they just show increments in it. All right, so that's how it always gets. So that's how it always looks like. So that simply works for the blower of the fan. So there is a fan in your AC compartment, and that fan is the one that blows out the chilled air. You get what I'm saying? All right, so now this is what to give, just like the way your typical fans work at home. Yes, you increase the speed of the fan. Yes, that's majorly what this also does. So when you put it on, you turn it, you put it 1, 2 3 or either 4. That's going to show you how fast the fan is going to blow. So that's majorly what this does. There is our third knob here, but before we get to the third knob, there is something that you see here. There is always this symbol. It looks like a car with a circular arrow inside. This is called air recirculation button. It's called air recirculation button. Let me tell you what this does. Okay, so I know majorly many people does not know what this does, but what it does is that it keeps the air that is inside your car, it keeps it in the car. When this button is on, your car gets cooler easily, faster. Why? Because it draws in air one time, then keeps recirculating the air that is already inside the car. And as long as this button is on, your car will be getting cooler and cooler and cooler. So it does not bring in fresh air from outside into the car. It just uses the air that is already in the car and it recirculates it every time. All right, so now let me tell you the importance of this button. This button should be on if you are inside traffic. Why? Because Lagos people, whenever you are inside traffic, there is heat everywhere. You understand the thing now? When you go, when you pass beside a car that the AC is working, you feel that heat that always ooze on you. Yes, exactly. It's because most people do not put on this button. All right, but when this button is put on, it keeps the cool air that's already in the car inside the car, so that it will not get out. All right, and again, this also helps your fuel efficiency. It really helps. Is why? Because it releases the workload on the engine. It releases the workload on the compressor. Why? Because it does not need to bring in fresh air every time. So now when you use this kind of thing, is apart from it being that you are in a cold country, but for Nigerians, this button should always be on. It should always be on. But now, if at all you are not now in Nigeria, you are in all other cold countries, all right, so now when you have a cooler temperature outside, it's always better when you put it off. Why? Because if you put it on and the temperature of outside is actually cooler than the one inside your car, there is your windscreen is going to get fogged up. That kind of thing you always have when it's raining outside, and you wind up all your glasses, and you have this white stuff on your, yes, that's what they call fog. So now that kind of thing, so that it not happen, you need to put it off. But for Nigerians, this is the best button you need to use. So this helps your car to get cooler.
Did you notice something? You've not clicked the subscribe button and you've not tapped the notification bell. So do that right now. Oh yeah, I'm not ordering you now. Oh yeah, please subscribe, like these videos so that other people can also see it. They need to learn what you've learned. Yes, and ring the notification bell so that whenever I come back to give you, you get it right as it is, as it they hot. Yes, as it they hot. Have you done that? Yeah, the real Jill.
Okay, so the second one, like the air recirculation body, is the external intake button. And whenever your it's possible that your car does not have this button, but if your car does not have, don't worry, it works automatically. That means when you put up your air recirculation button, that is what your AC is doing. Your AC is simply bringing air from outside, is bringing breeze from outside, and doing this on a hot sunny day actually give a lot of work for your AC. Why? Because it's working more like trying to bring in hot air from outside and pulling it and bringing it inside your car. And when you do this, your car cannot be very cold like you using the air recirculation button. So always check this out. So now this simply means your car is bringing in new breeze from outside into the car. And majorly, this is not actually very good for Nigerians. Why? Because we always have a hot breeze outside the car rather than inside. So now if you want your car to get very cold, just put on the air recirculation button. For the people outside Nigeria, wherever if you are in countries that are cooler, sometimes you may need to put it off and sometimes you may need to put it on, depending on the temperature of the outside, the normal temperature outside the car. All right, on to the next. Let's go to the windshield defrost. Now we have the front windshield defrost and we have the rear window defrost. All right, so now how does this work? How do you know which one is which is which? All right, so now most times the one that works for the front windshield defrost is always in trapezoidic shape. Yes, you know this trapezoid shape with all these arrows there, like this button you are seeing on the screen. Yes, that is for your front windshield. And for the rear is always in rectangle. Is always in rectangle form. It looks like the one at the front too, but it's not the same thing. All right, so now what this does is that it blows air to your windscreen. You know, when I was talking the other time that your windshield is getting fogged up. All right, so now if you're having that kind of thing on your car, all right, just put on this button. Probably when you are in the rain, you know, when you are in the rain and the temperature outside is cooler than the temperature inside your car. All right, so now you need to put on this button and it's actually going to defrost all the fog on your windscreen. All right, so that's what this does. Okay, so the other ones, I know that many people is conversant with this. All right, you always see the image of a person sitting down there. You see the arrow coming probably to the edge or to the leg. Yes, that's what just it means. That's how it's controlled. So if the arrow is pointing towards your edge, that simply means the air is going to blow on the upper body, and if it is the lower one, it's going to blow on your lower body, and if it's the two, it's simply going to blow, like, you know, the AC will be blowing on your upper body and your lower body all together. All right, so I want to talk about, you know, there are some cars that have the sync or the dual mode. Yes, it happens in new cars. Yes, you see it. That simply means you can have two different climates for the driver and the passenger. So what this simply means is that the coolness of the air blowing to the driver can be different from the one blowing to the passenger, but there's always a way that, you know, you can sync them together. That's where you have sync on your AC, on your climate control. If you have sync, that simply means you can make everything the same, such that the air that is blowing to the driver, how cold it is also the one blowing to the passenger. Or you can put it off, whereby you just tell it that, okay, give me a different temperature of air and give the driver also a different temperature of air. So that's what it does. Alright, so most times you see the auto button on your climate control. Now what the auto button actually does is that when you put it on, your AC gets into the automatic mode, whereby it reads the temperature inside the cabin of your car. So it gets your car cooler than, you know, most times if you just enter the car and you just put on the AC, when you put on the auto button, your AC will be working at the maximum speed. You get to your AC max. So the blower is going to blow like at the highest speed. You can try it out. Yes, so that is what the auto button does. So when you put it on, your AC gets into the automatic mode and starts working like that and gets your car very cool. Alright, so thank you for sticking with me today, and I hope you've learned one or two things, you know, now at all, now in bad pass. You get that? Alright, so now if you believe I've not mentioned anything or I said something wrong, you know, nobody is an island of knowledge, but I believe everything I've said today is kind of right. But if you believe, okay, there is something here, this one is not right, come on, drop it down on the comment section below and I'll be there to probably answer you or give you the reason why it is so. So thank you very much. I remain my humble self, o.victor. You can call me Mzord, and this remain m-zord Auto Republic. So always look out and watch out for our new episodes and videos coming out. Thank you for always being there for us, and we really appreciate it. You are the real deal. You are the real MVP. See you next time. Be good.